Hello beautiful people, and welcome to the channel. My name's Reverend Debbie, and I talk about all things to do with narcissistic, abusive and toxic relationships, as well as looking at healing from them. And today's video, when you try to hoover the narcissist. So we hear of the narcissist hoovering us after the relationship's over. But what if you decide to hoover the narcissist? You want them back in your life, so you want to do this, you want to try this, you want to try to get them back in your life. Now don't feel weak at this. It is part of the healing process, and it's something that many of us may have gone through. And you may have wanted to contact your narcissistic ex, and perhaps you thought about it a few times, but you didn't. Perhaps you think you want to contact them because you still love them and you want to be with them, you want to spend time with them. They were the love of your life. Perhaps you want them back in your life so that you can do to them what they did to you. Or perhaps you're just looking for answers as to why they did what they did. So you try to contact them, but what happens after that? Before I look into this, if you enjoy the video, please click the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. I really need some new subscribers. And if you would like to email me to have a chat about your relationship, you can at debbiewolfmoon@yahoo.co.uk. So rumination, and I've talked about this before, is when our mind constantly churns over the situation that we had with them when they left us. The arguments, the way they left, the nasty things they said to us, the things that they stole from us, not just the physical things that they stole from us, but the emotional, traumatic things that they stole from us. Perhaps you have children, and this is something that you really want to have for the children, is a proper marriage where the children have both a mother and a father, or mother and mother, father and father, whatever gender you recognize as. But you want to know, did they ever really love you? Did what they said at the end of the relationship, did they mean that? Was it a joke? Did they mean that throughout the relationship? Why did they say this? Or perhaps you just think you want them back. Now, some of you may have already been through the getting back together, breaking up, getting back together, breaking up again. And that can be incredibly painful. But with this rumination, you're thinking, what if I did this? What if I'd have said that? Maybe if I lost weight, or, took up a hobby, or changed my hair or makeup, maybe they'll want me back. So how does this work? How does you contacting them get them to come back to you? Maybe you keep looking at their social media. You want to see, are they happy? Are they sad? Are they with somebody new? What are they doing with their life? You've been with this person for X amount of time. It could be for a year, 2 years, 10 years, 12 years, however long it is. And you had this relationship where you knew what you were doing. Well, mostly, hopefully, apart from those that were cheating on us, you knew what they were doing. You were part of their life. And all of a sudden, that's gone. Shut off completely. So there's this part of you that wants to know, are they okay? Are they doing okay without me? How are they getting on with their life? How can I fix it? How can I fix it so that they'll come back to me? And then you decide to take that leap and contact them. Now, only you can make this decision. I'm not telling you how to make this decision. It is your decision to make. And don't feel bad if you do contact them. It doesn't make you weak. You are human. You are only being human, and you are reacting to emotions that you have, and they are valid emotions. So do not think that by trying to get back with them, you are, making yourself look worthless. You're not. It is a natural part of the cycle. Some of us may contact them, some of us may not. And again, it doesn't matter if you are one or the other. It really doesn't. So you've decided to take that leap to contact them. You send them a message, perhaps, hey, how are you? I miss you. Can we try again? Or I forgive you. Whatever you choose, you'll probably be on edge after that choice, after that message is sent, or after that phone call is made. You'll probably think, what did I just do? Constantly checking your emails, your text messages, your social media apps. Excuse me. Maybe you have contacted a friend of theirs to try and find out what they're doing, to try and find out, will they come back to me? I did actually, at some stage, I can't remember when it was now, I think I accidentally rang him, or he accidentally rang me, and I asked, is there a chance of us getting back together? And he said, too many things have happened since then. And yes, a lot of things had happened since then. And one of them was that he was in another relationship, which I didn't know at the time. He'd spent quite a lot of time lying about it. So, you know, you may not know. At that time, I didn't know that he was in another relationship. It was only later. But by the by, they may respond to this I've written down 3 ways that they may respond here, but I'm sure there are more. So if you can think of any, pop them in the comments below. Number 1, they don't contact you at all. That's probably going to be the worst. If they haven't contacted you and you think, did they get my message? Did this person tell them? Did they see it? You will never know. Now, you can either then try and contact them again, or you can just leave it and move on. The choice is yours. Number 2, they contact you to tell you to leave them alone. And I think that's your answer there. No, they don't want me anymore. That's it. So you may be going through the hurt again, the pain again, but at least now you know part of your healing journey. You can carry on with your healing. Or they may contact you and want to see you or talk to you. So then the nerves start, what are they going to talk about? So you go and you buy new clothes, you get your nails done, your hair done, you make sure your makeup looks good. So you make sure you look the best you can possibly look. Now, I'm not going to speculate what could happen in that get together, that talk or that meeting, because it could be any number of things. So only you will know what's going to happen when you meet them. But all of those, you're given a choice of what to do next. And only you can make that choice. I can't tell you what to do. No therapist can tell you what to do. They can only let you look deeper into yourself as to why you want to do this and what the possible outcomes may be. So first of all, ask yourself, what are you hoping for from this reconnecting? Are you hoping for another chance? Are you hoping for a conversation or a friendship, or are you hoping to get back together again? Journal about it maybe before you contact them. Speak to a friend, speak to a therapist, but maybe try and get some advice from somebody that you trust. Should I contact them again? And think of all the things that you would possibly say to them if you did contact them, if you did try to hoover them back into your life. Remember, the narcissist is cruel. They are awful people. Oh, they seem wonderful to other people, don't they? Just perfect people, but they're not. And we know that. And generally, it's only the victims that know that. You will never win against a narcissist. They will go through that cycle again of love bombing, devaluation, discard, hoover. They will go through it. It may be a length of time before they do, or it could be a short length of time before they do it. Remember the abuse that you went through. Remember all of those horrible, nasty things that they did to you or that they said to you. Keep that in your mind, write it down, and before you send any messages or pick up the phone to ring them, read that list. I hope this has helped. If you've enjoyed the video, please click the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you next time. Blessed be.